See, you're asking questions, and you're doing what needs to be done.
I am screaming.
I know. I just heard that Mac went to locate Frisco.
Yes. I don't think he's going to have any luck.
Any luck finding him or persuading him to come? I'm sorry, honey. I just feel like it's another thing for you to have to deal with.
I'll deal with it.
Who are you?
My name is Mac.
Who is Mac?
He's looking for Diego.
And what do you want with Diego?
Did you get a report from the transplant team?
Yes, I did.
Is it bad news?
Well, Maxie has been accepted in the program, providing that we can clear up her pneumonia and providing that we can find a heart donor for her.
But something's wrong.
Do you want me to go?
No. Look, Felicia, you know that they have done extensive blood typing with Maxie.
Don't tell me something else is wrong with her.
No, her blood is fine. Hemoglobin is good. The white count is adequate. But they have found a very rare recessive blood factor. It's called small p.
How rare?
Well, less than 1% of the population has this blood type. It just means finding a heart donor is going to be that much more critical.
It's hopeless.
No, it's not. No, it is not hopeless. It's just going to be a little more difficult, but it isn't hopeless. Look, the good thing is that she is on the team, and she can go on the active UNOS list just as soon as we can clear up her lungs.
The odds?
The odds are tough.
It's going to take a miracle.
Well, then, we'll have to get a miracle.
And there is one more thing that you have to consider.
What?
Well, obviously now, Maxie's blood is in short supply. The National Blood Bank does have frozen small p blood available, but we don't know if it's going to be enough for a heart transplant.
What about my blood?
Well, we'll certainly have you tested.
Tony's having himself tested this evening, along with BJ.
Well, if it's hereditary, maybe Frisco will be a match.
Yeah.
So then Maxie's life may depend on Mac finding Frisco and bringing him home.
Perhaps you didn't hear me. What do you want with Diego?
What's going on?
You almost missed the execution.
I said, what's the problem, Georges?
Our soon-to-be-dead visitor here was inquiring after Diego. This is a disturbing breach of security. I plan to correct it. I'm sure you will appreciate this.
Well, it took you long enough to get here. This is the man I was telling you about.
I shall kill him now. Or do you wish that pleasure?
It's a thought, but I need him. He's a pilot, and I brought him in as backup on this job. Maybe you haven't been properly introduced. This is Mac.
Tell you something. Where I come from, shoving a gun in a guy's face is a deal breaker. Now, most days I'm a pretty reasonable guy. But we need to renegotiate. I don't need this aggravation.
Halt!
You invited me to this party, remember?
Let's not get petulant. Put the guns down, I'll take care of this. Get the hell outside. I'll cool him off. Walk.
Frisco, I didn't mean
You idiot! What the hell are you doing here? I don't have time to entertain tourists. You almost blew a mission that took over 2 months to set up and got us killed on top of that. Now, you better have a damn good explanation for being here. In 10 words or less, or I'm going right back in there and taking Georges up on his offer.
Your daughter, Maxie.
How is she?
Sleeping, finally. At least she's a little more comfortable that way.
Now, how are you doing?
Too much coffee. Shows, doesn't it?
Truthfully, it does. Maybe a little sleep might be good for you, too.
Well, I've tried to sleep, but I can only sleep for a few moments at a time. And when I drop off, I wake up in a panic.
You're afraid if you fell asleep, something might happen.
Worst part is waiting. Hoping that she'll get better, fearing that she won't. I think I feel a little bit guilty when I relax too much.
I understand. You know, Felicia, I have a sister. She's 5 years younger than me. She's like the baby of the family, you know. Whenever I come in here, I just see my little sister at Maxie's age, and if I could only guess what you're going through. If she was going through this, I would want to give my heart to her. If only I could.
I'm really sorry, but she's a very sick little girl.
What happened?
She came down with a virus called Kawasaki syndrome, and we thought she was over it, but there were complications.
Well, let's hear it.
Damage to the coronary arteries, congestive heart failure, and pneumonia. Now, the doctors have to clear up the pneumonia first and then find a donor heart for a transplant.
Before her own heart gives out completely. How's Felicia?
She's one of the bravest, strongest women I've ever known. She's taken this very hard.
Why did you come all the way from Port Charles to tell me this in person?
I wanted to make sure that you got the message and came home. There's not a lot of time.
I can't leave.
Pensaría que iba a marcharme con las manos vacías por ti. No, 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 no. No pensaría que iba a marcharme con las manos vacías por ti.
That was really nice.
I was hoping you might fall asleep.
Oh, it was almost good to drift off for just a minute. It's easy to terrify myself.
I know. I know.
Her pneumonia isn't getting any better.
They have to clear that up before she can be put on the active donor list, don't they?
Yes. And even when she is put on the list, her age and her blood type make it almost impossible to find a suitable donor. So much has to go right. So little time.
Felicia, you don't have to take it all at once. You just have to be strong and manage it each day as it comes.
Sounds like advice from somebody with experience. I'm trying.
This might sound pretty sensitive, this question, but what about Maxie's father? Couldn't you reach him so he can help you with this?
That's what Mac's trying to do right now. He went to look for him. Frisco and I, we split a long time ago, and that was good for us, but Maxie adores him. She asks about him all the time.
Does Mac think he can locate him?
I don't know. I hope so. If he does, I hope he comes back. Because I think with her father here, it's going to give her the strength that she needs to help her fight this thing.
What do you mean you can't leave?
Just what I said. Not till this mission's completed.
Hey, you may think all this makes you a real hero or something, you know, crawling around out in the jungle, playing spy games with madmen. But your daughter is dying, Frisco. She needs her father now. For once, you can do the bloody right thing and get on a plane and get back home before it's too late.
You have no idea what's going on down here. And you stand there demanding that I go back to Port Charles.
Yeah, you got the idea right.
Have you thought of how it may affect Maxie or Felicia if I do come back? It may not be for the better, but for the worse. It may not help my daughter or my former wife if I just come breezing back into their lives in the middle of a crisis.
All I know is that Maxie wants you. And so does Felicia.
And what's your stake in all of this?
Felicia and I are engaged to be married.
So that's why you're here. Well, I'm a little lost for words. I don't know what to say. Congratulations.
Thanks.
I think you better know why I'm here and what I'm doing.
I'm listening.
The UN started a food rescue program throughout Somalia. A band of guerrillas led by our friend back there are using stolen transport trucks along with aircraft to move weapons. Our friend back there is trying to set himself up as the most powerful warlord in the country.
Can he swing it?
He's doing a good job so far. He deserted the French Foreign Legion, wrote it off as a patriotic gesture. The fact is he did desert before he got kicked out. You see, the Legion puts up with a lot, but not someone who kills for sport and steals for thrills.
Pleasant guy.
Don't underestimate him. He's brilliant. Not your average run-of-the-mill garden thug. Well-educated, hungry for power.
So what's your story?
I've infiltrated his operation as a weapons dealer, but he's still suspicious. He's given me a little test.
Let me guess. A quick murder or two.
No. He saves that for himself. He doesn't want anyone else to have any fun. There's a shipment coming in that he wants me to take command of. A food shipment that's